Today's video is presented to you by EA Game Changers. Special thanks to EA for providing me early access to Madden 21 and allowing early capture so I can bring you guys exclusive Madden 21 videos. Now, if you want more exclusive Madden 21 content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you'll never miss an upload. Yo! What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another exclusive Madden 21 Ultimate Team video. In this video, we got the ultimate guide to powering up players in MUT 21. We're going to go through everything that you need to know about powering up a card. This is my yearly video. I do this every year. It's kind of like a tutorial. It's going to be your step-by-step guide. We're going to cover a lot of information. For the most part, it's the same as last year. Some screens look different. Navigation's a little bit different, so that's why I want to show you guys. So let's jump on into it. Now, two things to note here. All of this is a work in progress. This is pre-retail release, so some things could change. I don't know if they will. Also, because it's pre-release, the servers are moving a little bit slow, so things may take a little while to load up. Forgive me for that one, but let's go ahead and jump on into it. So, just like last year, there are numerous core elites that are going to come at launch of the game, and every single core elite is going to have a power-up associated with it, which is really cool. There's just a lot of options to start out with. We've known in past years, including last year, that more power-ups could be added, more guys who might not be in the power-up pool could get added as the year goes on, but for right now, it's just core elites. And you can tell within your binder when you're looking through your cards, it's small, but at the bottom right-hand corner of the card, you can see the power-up symbol. So you see it on Aaron Donald, see it on Khalil Mack, Tyreek Hill, and so forth. Now, with these core elites, if you go ahead and select one, and honestly, this is for almost any card, silver, gold, elite, a non-core card, you can go to this screen right here. This is the screen that's going to give you all your information. It's how you can sell the card, trade the card, quick sell it, compare it, put it in your lineup. You can take a look at the stats. You can also go to the upgrade section. Now, very important here, this card is not a power-up card. It's just the core elite. If we go to the upgrade section, we're not going to be able to put abilities or X factors on this card. You can only put those up on power-ups. So that's the same thing as last year. Things have not changed. I know that was something that a lot of people wanted, including myself. But I think that's also what keeps it unique of having the power-up, is being able to put abilities on it. The screen looks a little bit different. It gives you your upgrade path, and I do like this, right, because it shows you your first upgrade here is your Scheme Chemistry slot. The team one is already unlocked. This little one right here that has the lock icon, that's your first unlock, and that's the Scheme Chemistry slot. The next one is the physical chemistry slot. I don't know if there's new physical chems in the game. We're going to find out shortly, and that would unlock this second box over here. The cool thing about this is if you tab over, like we know that this, to upgrade this one slot, is 5 training. If we tab over our directional pad over to the next slot, it's doing the math for us. Now right here, it's not that necessary because it's only 2 things unlocked, but when we get to an actual power-up, it's going to do a lot of math for us to tell us, do we have enough training to power this card all the way up? So in this situation, if we wanted to just simply unlock the physical and scheme chems on this core elite Stephon Gilmore, we can go ahead by unlocking 10 training and then putting on those abilities. But we don't want to do that, right? We want to use our power-ups to get this card up to an 89 overall. Power-ups are going to increase the core by 1, and when more cards come out, you'll be able to continue to add cards to that power-up path wherever you have left off. So let's actually go through the whole process of powering up a card, and we're going to do it with George Kittle. So within our binder right now, we have his core elite, which is an 87 overall, and then we have his power-up card, which is a 75 overall. Again, with the core elite, we can only add on the scheme chem, the physical chem, just like we just saw with Stephon Gilmore. With the power-up, we have a lot more options, and that's what we're going to take a look at now. We load up the regular card screen with the home, the attributes or stats, what we mostly all call them, and then the upgrade section. So if we tab over, right bumper or R1 on PlayStation 4, we're going to get to the upgrade screen, and if you compare it to the one we just saw with Gilmore, there's a lot more going on. So let's try to dissect this one by one. I know a lot of you are familiar with this, but some of you might not be, and that's why you found this video. We want to power this card up as far as we can take it, right? So it gives us the first tier, and then as soon as we D-pad over to the second, here's the next tier, and then the third tier. You're seeing that the cost is increasing, and again, it's doing the math for us. I'm pretty sure that's a new feature. We used to have to go to MUT for this. Now the console is telling us, and I think that's really cool. So we're now at tier 5, right? And you can see the stats are slowly increasing. So if I kind of go backwards here, it's showing +1, +2 to speed, +3 to speed, +4 to speed. The further I go, we're in tier 4, now tier 5, and then finally tier 6. If you look at the cost, so see how the tiers are increasing. It's got 19, 160, 220, 450. When we get to this last tier, it's requiring an item. Add this player's Correlate item to upgrade ratings and unlock the X Factor and ability slot. So that item is what we just saw in my binder a moment ago, is the Correlate George Kittle. Later on down the year, say George Kittle gets another card, you're going to continue down the path. There'll likely be some more training associated with going to the next tier, and then you might have another item there, which is going to be his next upgraded card. That's a question that I get on this video every year, and I wanted to make sure I addressed it this time around. You have to continue to power up a card, you have to have all of their cards. Now, there is a thing called a power-up pass, and we're going to be dropping a video on how to use a power-up pass very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. Also, you can check the upper right part of your screen on this video. There's a circle with the letter I. It's going to link you to that video that I will eventually be putting out, so if you have trouble or you're looking on how to find or use a power-up pass, go ahead and check out that video as well. Now, unfortunately, we still don't have a way to do this in abundance or make it a one, button press process. So even though we have enough training to get all the way to tier 6, by pressing the X button right now or the A button, nothing is happening. So we have to do this one by one, and we're going to go ahead and take our first upgrade. It's going to tell us how much it costs. We're going to say yes, and that just costs us 13 training to do so. Now, as you can see, once we unlock that first tier, tier 1's unlocked, down here, the chemistry slot opened up for us. I believe that is the Team Chem that just got unlocked. So with a core card, the Team Chem's already unlocked. With a power-up, the Team Chem needs to be unlocked. The good thing about power-ups is that anytime a player has played for another team, now George Kittle's not a great example, but if you have a power-up of a guy who's played for multiple teams, with that Team Chem section, you can add any team that they've played for. And we'll talk about building theme teams and managing that a little later on in the year, but I did just want to point that out. So now we're going to go to the next step in the power-up path here, and we're going to go and upgrade it this time for 19 training. So it'll go ahead and make the upgrade for us. We see the stats boost, we see the overall boost, so you see it's now at an 81 overall. And now you take a look, and the Scheme Chem has now become available for us to use. So let's go ahead and add 49ers Chemistry. We'll do deep dives on chemistry and other things like that. If you guys are interested in stuff like that, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Turn those notifications on, because I'm going to be dropping a lot more videos surrounding this type of stuff. But for now, we're just focusing on powering up. So lots of different chemistries this year. We got Balanced Dough, Power Run, Zone Run, Go Deep, West Coast, Play Fake. All of these we've seen before. Then later on, we have the ×2, and I think even ×3 and ×4. These are not able to be unlocked. They give you the criteria. So for like a ×4, you need to be a 97 overall. For a ×2, it needs to be an 87 overall. For a ×3, it needs to be a 92 overall. So we're not really touching that, but later on, down the year when you're developing or building your team, those things are important. And these are all going to add, boosts to the stats or the attributes on the card. So let's go ahead and upgrade the next tier. It's going to be 160 training this time. Once again, we hit that button. It's going to boost up those stats. It's going to unlock the next tier, which is the Physical Chem. We got Sprinter, Shaker, Leaper, Brawler, and Acrobat. Pretty sure those are all the same as last year. I haven't really studied them a ton, but yes, they're all the same. Eventually, Later on down the year, you can get ×2 once you achieve a 93 overall on these cards. Nothing we can do right now, so we're going to ignore it, but those are your physical chems. Now after that, we're going to be unlocking ability and X Factor slots. One thing to notice while you're going down each tier, right under the cost in the middle of your screen, or top middle I should say, it says add training to upgrade ratings and unlock ability slot number 1. So it is telling you what exactly you're unlocking. We've hit the team, we've hit the scheme, we've hit the physical. That was ability number 1. Now tier 5 says add training to upgrade ratings and unlock ability slot number 2. So there we go. That one should unlock. And then the last one is going to say add this player's core elite, I think we read this description earlier, to upgrade ratings and unlock the X Factor ability slot. Once we hit that button, it's going to give us the option to either search the auction house or select from binder. I know that I had this George Kittle in my binder, so I'm going to go ahead and choose select from binder. If you don't have this card, it does give you the option to search the auction house. It will take you right to this card on the auction house. And if you do need to buy it, you can go ahead and buy it, assuming you have the coins to do so. Again, we're going to select from binder. It should pull up our binder and allow us to select that core elite George Kittle. Now, we do also have the option to use a power-up pass, but we're going to save that for another video. So for right now, we're going to take our core elite, say add to upgrade, and it's going to go ahead and take this card out of our inventory and put it into this power-up. So now we are at tier 6. And we have everything unlocked. You see he's now an 88 overall. We got the team chem filled out. Scheme and physical are available. You can even change the card art on the card now. So now we have our X Factor and abilities section. I could do a whole nother video on X Factors and abilities. These are the ones to choose from. These things will get unlocked as the card gets in a higher overall. I'm not really going to spend too much time going over the abilities. Just more so, this is how you add them. You have to have a power up in order to add them. Once you power up a card and get to this, this tier and they're unlocked, that's when you're able to add them. We'll have separate videos on X Factors and abilities and constructing your lineup. One thing that is very, very important to know, you have to activate this card. So just adding an ability to this card does not mean that he necessarily is going to have these things activated. So we'll just go ahead for fun and put on the mid-out elite on this card. Two things to go over before we end the video. The first part is if you look at our binder, the original core elite George Kittle that we had, it's gone because the power up kind of absorbed it. And now we just have the one card that contains the power up where we started and the core elite where we ended, and he's an 88 overall. I also want to take a look at the lineup, just show you quickly that you do need to activate this card in order for those abilities to work on the field. Big misconception with X Factors and abilities and power-ups in general: if you do not activate that card on your lineup screen, that ability does not translate over to the field. Now, there is a new ability point system that's used this year, and we'll be deep diving on that eventually. But the most important thing here is that once we put this George Kittle in our lineup, that does not activate that ability that we placed on that card. You have to take it one step further, and on your lineup screen, go over to Activate Superstars or Active Superstars, and then we would go ahead and select this. It'll bring us to our Manage Superstars screen for offense, and if I had more guys that were powered up with abilities, it would give me more people to choose from. But for now, we're just selecting George Kittle. We're going to make sure that he's activated. It's taking one ability point. Again, that's something that's new to MUT, and we'll have to do separate videos on that. But this now shows on the right-hand side above my face cam, Active Superstars are George Kittle with one ability point. That means that ability we put on this card will translate over the field. If you do not do that, guys, it will not be on the field. It will not work. Hypothetically, you cannot put abilities and X Factors on everybody on your team. You can use up to 10 points, and there's various things that cost various points. But a lot of people thought last year that if you put an ability on every single card, that would be on the field. That is untrue. It's only under the Active Superstars section are the abilities and X Factors that translate onto the field. Hope I covered everything. If you got any questions about powering up a card, make sure you leave it down below in the comment section. And again, we're going to have a separate video on how to use a power-up pass coming very soon. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.